So the three bottom line things that I focus on to have a successful week is there are so many things that get thrown at you throughout the week, especially the little humans in your life. You may be navigating different types of emotions, different things that are going on, and you don't know how you're going to feel. I was at a retreat this last week, and one of the women that spoke talked a lot about how we feel depending on where we're at in our cycle as women. And I'm not going to dive deep on that today because I don't know a lot about it, but I encourage you to look into it and see, okay, am I setting myself up for success based on really where I'm even at physically? But the things that help me outside of that is making sure that I have 3 priorities a day, and that's it. And of course, my to-do list is super long, but throughout my day, I make sure that I only have 3 priorities and only 1 in each category of my life. So the 3 that I choose to focus on are personal, professional, and family. Welcome to Mama Has Goals, your weekly reminder that you shouldn't have to sacrifice your dreams to take on the role of mom. I'm Kelsey Smith, mom of 2 boys, wife, and entrepreneur who's passionate about helping other moms, current and aspiring, to reimagine mom life. I'm bringing you the resources, support, and relatability to debunk that limiting belief that you may have about your ability to achieve your goals while raising a human. We're covering everything from mom guilt, marriage, relationships, careers, finances, mental health, physical health, you name it. Your life doesn't have to fully shift once you become a mom. You can have it all, and we'll show you how. It is Monday, live motherhood and life coaching with me, Kelsey, the founder of Mama Has Goals. I'm so excited to be here with you guys. I haven't been just going so much. I mean, we've also had a lot of downtime with our family and just spending lazy days together and doing fun things. But last week was pretty busy and I was feeling it on Sunday. So we got to really just stay connected, present as a family. But especially when I have those weeks and I'm going into a new week, I really want to make sure that I'm setting myself up for success and everyone around me so that we can have a really good week. Because it can be so easy to kind of snowball from one stressful, busy week into another stressful, busy week and just keep going. So today I want to share with you guys a couple things that I swear by to make sure that I hit success truly no matter what in my week, and ways that I can check myself on Monday, Sunday night, or even Wednesday evening, anywhere in between to really reset or set up regardless of where you're at. Okay. If you're joining in, whether you're live or watching the replay, say hello in the chat. Then I know 1, you're watching, you're here. 2, I can say hello and follow back up with you. I'd love to know what's hitting home and just how you're doing. This is a safe place for you to be I'm not feeling great today, or I'm feeling really good going into the week. I would love to be that person for you. So hello. So the 3 bottom line things that I focus on to have a successful week is there are so many things that get thrown at you throughout the week, especially the little humans in your life. You may be navigating different types of emotions, different things that are going on, and you don't know how you're going to feel. I was at a retreat this last week, and one of the women that spoke talked a lot about how we feel depending on where we're at in our cycle as women. And I'm not going to dive deep on that today because I don't know a lot about it, but I encourage you to look into it and see, okay, am I setting myself up for success based on really where I'm even at physically? But the things that help me outside of that is making sure that I have 3 priorities a day, and that's it. And of course, my to-do list is super long, but throughout my day, I make sure that I only have 3 priorities and only 1 in each category of my life. So the 3 that I choose to focus on are personal, professional, and family. Now, you might put home in there or something else that's important to you, but I only focus on 3 priorities a day. What is my personal priority for me as a human outside of all the other titles that I carry? What is my priority as a family? And have I communicated that to the other people in my family? That's a priority. And then professionally, only 1 thing a day that I have to get done in each of those categories. And again, if you knock those out and you're on fire, then you, I'm sure, have a to-do list that's overflowing that you can go back to. But then I can look at my day and go, okay, I only have 3 things for today to be successful. How can I make those 3 things happen? So a couple examples might be, Okay, one example is that I personally move my body. As a family, I want to make sure that we take a family walk or we spend 15 minutes sitting on the ground together, all playing at the same time. A professional goal may be something like, I need to send an email to XYZ and send a follow-up here. Okay. So those could be the 3 boxes that you check. You can get those 3 things done in your day. So that allows me to really show up and say, okay, that's all I have to get done today. I'm going to focus my success there. Now, in order to figure out what those priorities are, we have to do a little bit more digging, because you can put priorities together, but if they don't actually fit your needs, then they're not going to feel very good. Okay. And you're still not going to feel accomplished. So some of the questions I like to ask myself is, what would make me happy this week? So as we go into this new week, ask yourself that question today and sit with yourself and say, what would make me happy this week? And then what stressors can you avoid? So when you look at your calendar, you look at all the appointments you have coming up, if there's one right off the bat that you're like, oh, I am not looking forward to that. Do you have to do that? Is there any way you can get out of it? And if you can't, I like to call this bookending the hard days, right? So if you have an appointment on your calendar that you're like, this is not going to be fun, I'm not looking forward to that. Maybe it's something you have to do for your job you're in, or just something that you have to commit to. One, figure out how you can maybe avoid that in the future. But if you're already in this spot, how can you bookend it with things that make you feel good? So if you like getting your nails done, can you get your nails done that day? Or can you go for a walk? Can you watch a show that day? What are the ideas that you can put in your day so that you can say, okay, that doesn't sound fun or look good, but I'm going to make sure I insert joy in my day in this way, so it's not something that brings me down. And then how can you prep food, be with the people that light you up? What are the things that stress you up? So I think of my week, I know that I always am set up for success more if I have prepped food in the house, something that I can grab. It doesn't have to be this elaborate, like beautifully curated dish that you may see online. For me, that means that I have some berries that are washed in the fridge, right? I like to prep bell peppers, things like that. I like to make sure I have snacks for the kids. Then I have coffee for myself if I want it. So making sure that you have the things in your house that are going to make you feel good. And if you don't work in your house, then being able to pack things up and take them with you wherever you're going. Because when you have to rely on being able to go grab food at work, or hoping that you can pull some things together for leftovers, and you don't feel like making dinner that night before, and then you don't have the leftovers you counted on, then you're not going to have anything. So this allows you to really just check those boxes, make sure that you're setting yourself up for success regardless of what life throws you. Lori Harder speaks sometimes about Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And if you're not familiar with what that is, then give it a Google today and check it out. But basically it is the idea of that we have these different levels of needs, and it shows a triangle. And at the bottom is your air, food, water, shelter, sleep, clothing, those types of things. Now, most of us that are here today listening on Instagram at 10 a.m. have that level of need. Second is safety. So it's your physical safety, employment, resources, those sorts of things. So I want to talk about the next two and the top. So the third is love and belonging. And I believe love and belonging comes from how others treat you and how you see yourself. But in order to really be able to hit that need this week, you have to identify what it would feel like for you to feel loved or belonged this week, and how you can communicate that to those around you. Okay. We have a podcast episode coming out this week about expectations and boundaries. And it is really important for you to communicate things. People can't read your mind. And often you can't even read your own mind. So that means that you have to ask yourself questions. So when I talked about earlier, what would make me happy this week? Think about what would make me feel loved this week or belong. Do you need to send a friend a text? Do you need to find a way to hang out with someone that lights you up? Do you need to jump on our co-working call tomorrow for Mama Has Goals and find some new friends? What are the things that you need to do this week to truly light yourself up and find that love, find those different levels of needs? I want to wrap this up and recap the most important things for you to do this week. As you step into this week, grab a piece of paper. If you have one right by you right now, great. And write down what would feel really good this week. What would make me so happy this week? Pick 1 to 3 things. And if you want to pick one for each of those categories, personal, professional, and family, you can do that too. And then take a look at your calendar this week. Take a look at your calendar last week. Think about the things that don't bring you joy. how can you avoid those? Or how can you insert more joy into that day where that's showing up to make sure that you have a positive day? And then you can either set this up for the whole week, or you can just focus on today, whatever feels better for you. But set 3 daily priorities each day. When you wake up in the morning, take 5 minutes, set 3 daily priorities. What is your personal priority, professional or career or home, and then family? Okay? So send me a DM if you want me to help you walk you through this, and let me know what your 3 priorities are and how I can support you. Share with a friend, an accountability partner, and then let's check in with each other. I strongly believe that when you compare your day back down to just those 3 priorities, you're going to see yourself have so much more success throughout your week. And then when you're ready to dig a little deeper, let me know and we'll go from there. But start there. Okay. I love you so much. I hope you have a great day. And I hope to see you tomorrow morning on our co-working and goal checking call. It is a great place to truly set these things up, get them organized if they're not already organized, and then also check in and get support. And every time I feel off base, I come back to that. What are my 3 priorities for today? So key, make sure you're communicating it to yourself and others. All right. I love you guys so much. I hope you have a great day. I'll chat soon. Tell a mom in your life that you see and love her by sharing this episode. Giving while your cup is overflowing always pays itself back tenfold when you need it most.